What is up, Facebook Live? Hopefully you are having an amazing afternoon. Different look. What is this about? Oh, that's cool. Heyo. Oh, go back. There we go. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from, and let's say 3 things you are grateful for. Welcome, 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 everyone, as you're tuning in. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Today we're going to be talking about what all high-performing individuals need to know. This is something that I was recently invited to an Air Force base to work with the 1st SOW and 24th SOW and learn from them what they do, how they do it, all the magic and amazingness they make happen. And something I noticed in them that's also true in some of my highest performing clients as entrepreneurs, as parents, as individuals, athletes, Olympians. The piece that I see is if you look closely at all high-performing individuals, they have this one thing in common. It's the ability that they all have routines and techniques and strategies for preparing for the mission or preparing for the day or preparing for the business. They rarely have routines set up to wind them out of the business and wind them back into family life and connect them with the people who matter to them most. And so many times they're not present when it comes to family and relationships and being present for the ones they love. So we're going to go over a little bit of tips on that tonight. Let's see. We have people tuning in. Yali from Northeast Pennsylvania. What's up, Ellie? Good afternoon. Hello. Joanne, nice to see you. Good night. Timothy, good afternoon. So welcome, welcome, welcome. The question I asked as people are tuning in is, where are you tuning in from, and 3 things you are grateful for today. You can type them right below in the little box right here, and we will start up a nice, awesome chat. I'm just giving people a few minutes to join us. Roger, can't wait to walk with some goodness. Spoke to a 90-year-old lady, asked her what her secret was. She said, don't worry about anything, always be grateful, made me think of you. Oh, that's awesome. Timothy, let's see, Madeline, hello from Stockholm, grateful for faith, health, and son, Victor, very cool. Cosetta, better routines for leaders. That's what we're going to focus on tonight. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Looks like we have people. I know there's more people watching. I could see that number right there. So what are you grateful for, and where are you tuning in from? In order to activate that, all you got to do is type in the little box right down there. Susan, grateful for your health, your work, and your family. Awesome. Great to see you. Thank you for that. Now, as people are tuning in, we're going to dive right into this topic. If you know someone who is a high-performing entrepreneur, who's a successful entrepreneur, who's busy about work, and that's what they're all about. Candy, St. George, Utah, wonderful. Grateful for life, kids, and today, me too. Tim, thankful for sunny weather, health, and your team, very cool. Great to see that. Always happy to see people are working together. So as people are tuning in, if you know someone who's a high-performing entrepreneur who's really good at business, who's really good at like go, 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 but not so good at and being present or being with the ones they love, you might want to tag them in this comment thread to make sure they come and watch this little training video. So in getting started, long story short, I've been coaching now for 13, 14 years, watching live from Johannesburg. Thank you, Sophie, for tuning in. Good to have you all the way on the other side of the world. So I've been training entrepreneurs and coaching professionals for 14 years now. And in all the years in working with them, a lot of the focus is on how do you prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically for the big race, for the competition, for the business venture, for the activity you're about to do. And there's many things that go into that. Let me see if I can boost this up a little. So there's many things that go into helping someone prepare. There we go. Helping someone prepare for all these things they're about to go out and do. So there's things like visualization, mental rehearsal, which Muhammad Ali used to use before every boxing match to prepare himself, not only for all the punches he's going to land, but for also getting hit and being able to work through it. So having an obstacle, having something, knock you down, hit you from an unexpected way. And Katie, nice to see you. Concetta, hello from Italy. Hello to Italy. So the key here is it's being able to take a punch from life, being able to get hit or get knocked down and successfully see yourself in your mind, stand up, take a breath, refocus, move forward, get to the result. And the ability to do that is really, truly important. Because if you want to succeed at life, you're going to need that ability to make it through the difficult times and continue to move forwards. And you got to rehearse that every day, what's going to happen. Not just the good stuff, but the challenges too, and successfully overcome them in your mind and then be able to go and do it. Sunny, good morning from Sydney. Good morning, Pete. Welcome. Hope you're having a great day so far. So that's stuff to prepare you for it. So also working out physically, stretching your body, hitting the gym, getting some muscle, like doing stuff to physically get yourself, Drew, nice to see you, physically get yourself in the right state of being so that when you go out there and go after what it is you're going to do, you're pumped up, you're ready, you're focused, you're mentally rehearsed, you're emotionally engaged. Stuff like coming up with your emotional rocket fuel. So stacking all the painful consequences if you don't take action and all the pleasurable, rewards if you do take action. I don't know what that floating like was, but that was pretty cool. So the whole thought of really, truly doing everything possible to mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually to an extent, prepare yourself for the experience you're about to dive into. That stuff we talk about all the time here. What's amazing is when I got invited out to the Air Force Base and I sat down and spent 2 days with these airmen walking around and getting to know their life. So eating with them, hanging out with them, going through some of the drills they put these guys through and gals through to learn how they do it and what they do it. And these amazing people, Josh, nice to see you, are the best of the best at what they do. They're truly phenomenal human beings. I mean, they're strong enough to fight like a Navy SEAL or Army Ranger, and they're smart enough to be a full-on surgeon to be able to, out of a backpack, do a full surgery out in the wherever they are in the world, under crazy conditions. It's really incredible how well-rounded and smart these people are, and strong they are, and resilient they are. Now, for me to go in and tell them how to perform better, certainly I could, do little fine adjustments on everybody and say, oh, I noticed when you did this, you might switch that or adjust this, little tiny stuff. But the overall factor, they're the best of the best. And so when you hang out with someone like that, and if you know someone who is the best of the best at what they do, they're an incredible entrepreneur, they're incredible at business, they're incredible at going out and making deals happen or growing businesses or delivering their service or product to the world. The big challenge that these people generally face, like we mentioned in the beginning, is they don't have the ability or they're not practicing what it takes to turn off the day. So we're doing this right now. I think it's 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere in that range. Right now is normally when most people on the East Coast of the United States start to turn off the day. And so the factor that comes into play here is you're working. I mean, you've got really important things, emotionally engaging aspects, emails, negotiations, meetings, sales calls, marketing materials, going back and forth with people at the office, making sure everything's on time and in place and is moving forward, working on your business. So stepping out of your business from working in it and working on your business and making sure that it's structurally set up right and sound. So you're doing all this stuff all day long, like most people. And what's amazing is I'm going to stop and ask a question. And the question is, with all that going on, to have the illusion that you're magically just going to stop at 5 and go home and all of it will just disappear. And you won't think of another email at home. You won't think of the meeting. You won't think of the charged emotional conversation you had with somebody. You won't think of what's going to go on tomorrow. You won't think of all this stuff. To think it'll magically just poof out of your head is an illusion. And you would be delusional to believe that. So for most people, they carry this home with them and they're thinking all night about stuff and they're talking to their spouse about this conversation thing they didn't like at work or what their boss is doing to them or the fact that something happened, and all this stuff gets dragged home with you and it kind of festers as you try to relax and tune out and get back to family time, which is so important. It's the most important piece here. So my curiosity lies in my very first question. Hey, come here. Sorry, our puppy's growling at somebody. Sit. Good boy. So my question is, what is your way of winding out of your day? And we'll start with this as a discussion starter. So you personally, when you get done with your day, so right about now, if you're on the East Coast of the United States, or West Coast in a few hours, or depending on where you are, but what is your transition ritual to go from work and focus and mission to home? What do you do in between that allows you to mentally, emotionally, and physically drain out every thought, emotion, feeling, meeting, email, call? What's your routine to push it all out of your mind, body, and spirit, and to fill back up with family, relationships, kids, love, centeredness, groundedness, connectedness, so that by the time you get home, there's no thought, emotion, feeling, or anything existing in who you are as a person except for that moment and those people that you love. What's your transition ritual? So if you would, write down here in the comment section, I'd love to know what are the things you do to transition out of your workday and back into your life, your home life, if you want to call it that. While we're waiting, I'll share some examples I've learned that have worked really well. Now, everyone recovers differently. If you're familiar with the DISC model, so DISC, dominance, I forget what it stands for, but it's like task focus, fast-paced task focus, fast-paced people focused, slow-paced task focus, slow-paced people focused. Each one of those personality types has a different way to refuel. Some people's way to refuel is physical exercise, which is mine. Some people's way to refuel is nothing time, like you just sit there and do nothing. Some people's way to refuel is alone time, where they go do whatever they want as long as it's alone. Some people's way to refuel is people time, like getting around groups of people, and allows them to refuel mentally, emotionally, and physically. So let's see. Sophie says, listening to powerful or meaningful music while driving home or calling friends and having deep conversations. Okay, so people time. Awesome. Cosetta says emotions. Yes, thanks, Jairek. You're welcome. And Madeline says exercise. Wonderful. So I'd love to know what other ways you personally have. I love these so far. Pete says, I work from home, so I turn off the laptop I use for work. I have two, smart. And I physically lock the door to my work area and turn off the cell phone I use. Then I say to the door, thank you for everything you have brought me today. I accept where you bring me tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome. So you have a ritual, a physical ritual to turn off work, literally lock the door, shut the phone, leave the laptop in there, and then physically go back into home. So for entrepreneurs who work at home, that's really smart. And I'll give you some insights. Pete, that's wonderful and really intelligent of what you're doing there. For people who aren't familiar, our brain creates neuro associations to where we do things. So if you're an at-home entrepreneur who works from your laptop or phone or whatever, if you work sometimes on your couch and work sometimes at your table and work sometimes in your bed and work sometimes outside, as you're working in all these different places, your brain is associating work to this location. So the problem is you try to go to sleep and your brain starts thinking about the email you were writing last time you were lying in bed. You try to relax with your significant other on the couch and your brain starts thinking about the project you were working last time you were on this couch. So one thing that Pete said that's really, really, really smart is dedicating specific locations, one to work, one to sleep, one to relaxation, people might have small places, but you can say, hey, I sit in this chair for work, I sit in this chair for eating and relaxing, I sit in that chair for family and fun. And it could be as simple as that, but neurologically associating and anchoring in what you do in different locations so that your mind, body, and emotions attach that activity to that location. I was just talking with our friend Sean Stevenson, who wrote a book called Sleep Better, and he said one of the biggest problems people have when trying to fall asleep is the fact that they do reading, learning, working, TV, all these things in bed, and then they lie down in bed and their body neuro associates, I'm supposed to be doing all of these things, and they can't fall asleep because their brain's literally thinking about everything they've done here before. And he said your bed should be used for two things: making love and sleeping. That's it. And there's nothing else that it should exist in your bedroom. If you want to read in your bedroom, the next thing you should be doing is have a chair in your room that you go sit in to read, and when you're tired, you sit down reading and go to bed. And your bed should be for making love and sleeping, and that's it. Your phone should not be in the bedroom. Your texting should not be in the bedroom. Your television should not be in the bedroom. The radio, nothing. And all those things should be out so that you can literally just sleep and make love there, and that's it. And that way, when your body and mind goes there, boom, you're there. Let's see. So let's go back here. Pete, great idea. Kelly says, on my hour drive home, I pray, thank God for things that happened during the day. Now that I'm moving closer to work, I will be able to go for walks. Awesome. So this is the key. Going for a walk. Literally getting outside. You know, if you have sunlight at the end of your day, depending on where you are in the country or world, if you have sunlight, the sunlight, vitamin D for your skin is really good. It helps with balancing out your hormones, so your melatonin and serotonin. These things can help you sleep. And if you can get outside and get some sunlight and the vitamin D and kick up your serotonin, by the time it comes to nighttime, it'll help produce melatonin, which will help you sleep better, according to Sean, my friend who wrote that book on sleep. We did a great podcast today. It'll be up probably next week. You definitely want to listen to this one. And so the thought process of going outside for a walk, breathing, soaking in nature, getting your focus to be on all the beautiful things around you. I love what you're saying here. Madeline says, listening to you or your dad on YouTube. Awesome. I appreciate that. Inez says, I work from home, so my transition is I close much craft room job and thank myself for the work I did, a small prayer, then ask myself and my husband and adult children about their day. Wonderful. So disconnect from work, reconnect to the home. That's awesome. Robert, praying, singing, working out, taking another shower. Awesome. So I've seen a lot of prayer here, which is beautiful. One thing Robert said here is singing. So singing is a beautiful, beautiful way to activate the natural energy of your body while kind of disconnecting from other things. So pick your favorite song. And I don't know if you're a shower singer, like one of those people who thinks you're the best singer in the world in the shower, but you sound very interesting. Take a quick shower. Water has an amazing effect on the body. So literally like rinse off, and it's like you're rinsing off all the day, but then you're singing and dancing and reconnecting. Great thing to do. Yali, I'm grateful for the infinite power of love. Oh, that's awesome. Tariq, taking action. Simone, thanks for your contribution to humanity. Well, I appreciate you tuning in. I do my best. I keep no technology in the bedroom, says Pete. That's awesome. Concetta, I attend many seminars. Last week I attended UPW Your Father. I hope you will attend your seminar. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you're getting what we're saying here. So having this routine to transition, and here's some of the things I've seen that work best. If you have a drive, then at some point of the drive, getting outside. So even, drive halfway home, park the car on the side of the road or near some type of outdoors or woodsy or lake or something, and take a quick lap around the lake. Because when you get outside and you breathe in fresh air, so, and I'll give you a very specific breath work that a friend of mine taught me who's a breath expert. He's trained on breath for 30-something years of his life. And he said there's an instant way to de-stress your body and then just drop. And he says what you want to do is imagine, I don't drink wine, but if you imagine like a really fine glass of wine, and the way, if you've seen those professionals be like, and how they like sniff in the wine. I'm not sure exactly how it's done, but that's what I noticed. It's like this whole like wine sniff stuff. So if you imagine, you take this beautiful glass of wine, imagine it's like €1,000 glass of wine, so super expensive glass of wine. And what you want to do is take in, and I want you to try this right now as you're watching. Come here. So what I want you to try this as you're watching. Sit. Good boy. What I want you to do is sip in air as if it's the most precious, expensive, beautiful glass of wine, if you know what that is. I don't, but I'll pretend I do. So hold this little glass of wine in front of you, and I want you to sip in the slowest, deepest, most, revitalized breath you can imagine. We're going to go really slow, and then you're going to breathe it all the way in until you can't breathe anymore. And then I want you to hold it for a half second, a little bit more, and then I want you to drop the whole breath and drop your body with it as well. And we're going to do this literally 3 times and see what happens. And he says, we'll do it 5 times. He says do it 10 times by yourself, but we'll do it 3 together here, just save some time. So ready? Glass of wine, slow breath in through your nose, and then we're going to dump it out of our mouth. So and at the top when you're full, do a little more. Hold it. And out of your mouth all at once, drop the whole thing. And then try it again. A little more. Hold it. Drop the whole thing. And then try it again. little more. Hold it. Drop the whole thing. Now it's fascinating. If you did this with me, we've only done it 3 times. So my question is, only doing it 3 times, did you notice a slight shift in how you felt? So for those of you out there watching, I know there's a bunch of you, I can see that number. If you're watching and you did those 3 deep breaths, and we'll do 2 more just for fun, but I'd love to know after these 2, what did you feel? So 2 more real quick. Ready? A little more. Ready? Drop. 1 more. Little more. Ready? Drop. Wow, feels good. So Kelly says, ooh, I feel all fluttery. Love Natalie says, oh my God, thank you for this. I'm talking about breath work for a meeting I have for Friday. I'm a hypnotherapist, divine timing. I'm going to use this quote if that's okay. A-okay. Katie says, yep. So here's what's fascinating. According to breath work and someone else's research for 30 years, all you're doing is you're resetting your whole nervous system when you do that. And so what's remarkable is it's such a, I feel like I'm floating in the chair. There you go, Pete. Release, Yali says. It's beautiful. So it's so simple. But that could be something that on your way home, pull the car up. Don't do that while driving, but pull the car over, stop for a second, and do 10 deep breaths like that. So all the way in, a little bit more, hold it, drop the whole thing. More relaxed, wonderful. I feel lighter, thank you, you're welcome. That's my morning and evening routine, is to take deep breaths, expand my stomach out, decrease the stomach. Then I do prayer talk with the Creator and God, set me straight, start the day, relax and sleep. That's wonderful, Inez. So that kind of process. This is stuff to wind you out of the day. So singing, taking a breath walk outside and just walking and breathing. An easy thing to remember is each step you take, breathe in and out. So and these are steps. So like step, 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 out. So breathe in 4 times through your nose, breathe out 4 times through your mouth, and match your steps. And that's breath walking. It's something through yoga. I remember a long time ago where if you go do breath walking for like 15, 20 minutes, oxygenates your whole body. You feel amazing. You feel totally centered and grounded, and you're getting like 20 minutes of physical exercise in, for those of you who say you can't exercise. That's a thought. Painting, dancing, singing, any art or creativity that brings out a whole different side of your brain. If you're logic all day and you have this like creative outlet at the end of the day, sports. So I love to go play basketball. I might go play basketball right now, actually. But going and playing, 30 minutes of basketball and just running around, shooting hoops, having fun. Let's see. Robert says, I felt a focus shift from my day to enjoy oxygen because without it, I can't live. I'm relaxed now, grateful for the air. Awesome. So these are some techniques and some simple things you can do. Now, the first is, if I were to give you some steps, clear out. So breathing, exercise, art, all these things help you kind of clear space. Hula hoop dance. So as you're clearing space, now that you're kind of like, and clear, what do you want to do? Well, if you're going home to the people you love, the next step is you want to connect with them. So you want to ask yourself a question. What's my outcome tonight with my family? What's something I would love to accomplish with them? Well, I want to make my wife and kids feel, or my husband and kids feel like the most precious human beings on this planet. I want to make them feel so loved and so important when I get home. It's like, wow, now your brain starts thinking, how am I going to do that? How can I make it happen? Now, by the time you get home, like you're already on it. You're gonna, surprise them and love them and kiss them and hug them and listen to their stories and be there for them. And guys out there, you'll create so much space that if you have your wife and she wants to share about the day, or girls with their husband, whatever it is, but if they want to share about their day, you have space to, accept it and soak it in. Versus if you're completely cluttered and overwhelmed by the day and you get home and they start sharing, you're like, I'm already full. So empty your own stuff out so you can be there for another human being when you get home, the ones you love. That thought. So what's your outcome when you get home? Why is it important? How are you going to make it happen? You can ask fun questions like, what's one fun surprise I could do for my family? What's one something I want to learn or take part in or create tonight. And you set your outcome for the evening hours. Now, what's fascinating, as you're setting this outcome, you've de-stressed and decreased all the stuff you have built up inside of you. You're now focused and connected to the ones you love. If you're finding this useful, please tag someone or hit share on your little Facebook thing here so other people, and tell them why they should tune in, just so they can check it out. So the thought is, now you're home, you have an outcome, so you're going to work towards that outcome, just as important as your job. So you want to work towards that outcome of family and love and connection and friends and community and fun. Now, once you've done that, the final piece is stuff you have to start thinking about before bed. Now, this is where this podcast came in, and let me grab a copy of this book by my friend. Ooh, here we go. So this is the book. It's called Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson. And in this book, he gives you a 14-day plan, but I'll go through some of the stuff he mentions to help you sleep better. So number 1, get more sunlight during the day. Number 2, avoid screens before bedtime. So he says at least 3 hours before you're going to go to bed, you want to avoid screens. So this stuff that you're watching right now, if it's 3 hours before your bedtime, cut it out. So no texting, no tweeting, no TV, none of that stuff. 3 hours, because it's decreasing your melatonin, he says, which makes it harder for you to sleep. So have a caffeine curfew. So have a time where you cut off caffeine or stimulants, because those will keep you up, make it hard to sleep. Create a sleep sanctuary. So create a room and a space that makes it really, so cozy for to just fall asleep and soak in. Get it blacked out so there's no lights or things. And everything he talks about. So I'm just reading the chapter titles right now. Everything he talks about, he backs up with science and research. I mean, he shows you like brain scans of the difference between with it or without it and how this affects you. It's really cool. This is fun. Have a big O. If you make love and connect there. Get your friends out of your room. So all the like texting at night right before bed and talking to family and all this stuff, like cut it out. And so plan your position of how you're going to sleep, smart sleep supplementation. It's really amazing what he goes through. And so he goes through this whole, 21 chapters of how to really make powerful sleep happen. So I'd highly recommend, check it out, Sleep Better, or Sleep Smarter, 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to better body, better health, and bigger success. So when we talk about performance and having this evening routine, so winding out of your day, having all this stuff to de-stress, decompress, totally focus in on the ones you love and the people you care about. And then the final part is making sure you sleep really, really, really well to prepare you to maximize tomorrow. So hopefully all this is useful. I'm going to stay on for a couple more minutes here. Let's see, 28, so we have about 2 minutes for the 30-minute mark. If you have any questions, if you have any other topics you'd like to talk about that's not it here, the big O always works. Katie, well done. Any other things going on, I'd be happy to answer them for you or work through them with you. And if not, consider the book. The book is Sleep Smarter. So it's called Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson. So HAWNSTEVENSON is the book. Love Natalie says, when will you be in Toronto again soon? We don't have anything planned right now. If you know anyone who runs events or conferences up there and is looking for an awesome keynote speaker, please let them know. We'd be happy to book something in later in the year and come out. We love Toronto. It's fun up there. I'd love to come in warm months. I keep coming in cold weather for some reason. So if you know anyone who books events or has any good seminars coming up that need some speakers, let them know. I'd be happy to come up and participate. They just have to email us and we'll get it set up with our team that manages that. Any other questions coming through? I don't see any. So as of right now, if you got value, let's see, when will you have a seminar in Europe again? We've been super busy. We're supposed to go speak in Dubai in May, and we're still trying to work out the details on that. Maybe we can do Europe around that time too. I'll have to look at it. So Europe, we don't have anything planned either. I know we were talking to Thomas Rex, who does the event over in Stockholm, I believe it was. It's in November. So Madeline, if you know him, reach out to him. Tell him you definitely want us to come. We were talking earlier this year, and he was asking us if we wanted to come and be part of it. I know they've had Brennan Burchard, some other really big speakers there. I think it's called The Event in Stockholm, and his name was Thomas Rex. So Madeline, if you know him and you want to connect with him and tell him you want us to come, or if you know other people who'd like me to come speak, definitely get in contact with him because he was going to hire us and bring us out. Peter, I create conferences. You should come to Sydney. I'd be happy to. We just have to work out the details, and as long as it's a fit, if you can put the people in the room that covers the cost and everything, then we can have some fun. Maybe send me a direct message on that, and we'll see if we can put it together. That'd be fun. I haven't been in a while. Last time we did a small event in the Gold Coast with a friend of ours, and we had a lot of fun. I think I dressed as a kangaroo on that flight. Not sure if the stewardesses found it funny, but I did. Katie, we're going to figure out something in Denver. Dude, I'd be happy to come to Denver. I love it there, especially in the summer. We were looking into that. You should come to Europe, like London. I'm a big fan of London. If you know any event coordinators in London who need some awesome speakers, I'd be happy to come out. So pretty much wherever you all are in the world, if you have an event coordinator or you know someone who regularly puts on events and conferences and stuff like that, and you're connected with them somehow or know who they are, send them an email, send them a note and say, hey, I really like this guy. He's totally awesome. Check out this video he did online, and you should have him come and speak at your next event. So if we'd be happy to go just about everywhere. We just need to work out the details and get it to fit on our calendar for all the other places we're going. But if you know someone who has something going on, just let them know, and we'd be happy to figure out how to work out the details and get there. Corinne, thank you. Great to hear. Same here. Anyways, we're at the 32-minute mark, so I'm going to call it an evening, and I'm going to go do my evening routine because I need to get ready to be there to be the best husband possible and the best puppy father possible for our little critter here and my wife. So hopefully you all have an amazing night. If you found this useful, click that share button. Tell other people why they should tune in and check this out, and I will see you all later. This week, I don't have my exact calendar. I think I'm going to try to do these exact talks right around, but somewhere between like 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I think I just locked in our calendar for this week. So if you like this time, if you dig it, come and join us around this time. We should be up. Jairek, what are you passionate about? I was just asked this at the Harvard Leadership Conference I spoke at last Friday. It was a wonderful opportunity to speak, and someone asked, what do I do and what am I? And I said it's very simple. Personally, I see myself as a lifelong learner, and my goal is to go out there, figure out what works, put it to use, and test it in my own life. And as I see that it does work, and as I get the result myself, I then use it with all of our clients and help them get the results they desire and deserve, and make sure it really not only works for me, but works for them too. And once I see that it's a consistent pattern, that it really does work, then my goal is to pay it forward to as many people as humanly possible. So my passion lies in figuring out what works, using it in myself, using it for others, making sure it really truly works consistently, and then paying it forward to others. And that's my passion. I sum it up in learn it, live it, give it. Learn what it takes to live a life of your dreams, really truly live it, and experience it, and then give it, pay it forward. 10 people have liked this video so far. Awesome. Just a PS, I guess Facebook's monitoring how many likes a video gets. So if you enjoyed this training, I think there's somewhere right around here, there's a little like button. So if you wouldn't mind clicking that like button and letting Facebook know that this was a good one so that they can help spread the message and get it out to people, I'd really appreciate that. Also click that share button and let other people know about it. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.